Larry Ridley, and this is Madden 17 on EA Sports. Anticipation is bouncing for today's game, and we've got two quarterbacks looking to make an impact. It's the Broncos going up against the Steelers. So with that, let's get up to Heinz Field in Pittsburgh. On the call, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Larry, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the steel capital of the world, Pittsburgh, PA, and Heinz Field. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Denver Broncos and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. And this one caught by Coates. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. And give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to grade the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? And if this offense is going to flow today, certainly the running back will be a key piece.
Without a doubt, because they asked their runner to not just do that, but to block, to catch, to help set a tone for their offense.
Here's Roethlisberger. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked off by the free safety, Darian Stewart. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts.
All right, here we go.
After the interception, here's Simeon. And the catch made. This is Emmanuel Sanders.
All right, partner, I'm going to ask you this just one time.
Okay.
Did you have Emmanuel Sanders in your fantasy league?
You know, I know that you like to bring up my fantasy team because I lost in the playoffs.
No, that's not why I brought it up.
No, why'd you bring it up?
Because you lost in the playoffs. But anyway, Emmanuel Sanders, you should have had him. He only had 48 yards in Week 15, but that was good enough to get him over 1,000 for the third straight year. Boy, is he a weapon downfield.
Third straight year. He is a big weapon and something that is a nice compliment to Demaryius Thomas.
Yeah, and I think next year you got to think about drafting him.
He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with a football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Simeon throwing again. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But it looked like, fortunately, the Broncos able to recover. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is...
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Demaryius Thomas, an 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Broncos have taken the early lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And they'll have good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
And a look now at how the Broncos line up defensively.
I love watching T.J. Ward play. Whether it's covering into deep zones or blitzing, this man makes plays.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
He's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. On third down, Roethlisberger. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. It's caught inside the 25. And he's going to be taken down deep into Bronco territory. You know, when I see passes like that, I'm reminded of something you and I talked about yesterday. Big Ben was a wide receiver the first 3 years of high school, sitting behind the coach's son. And then he finally got that opportunity. I think he's made the most of it.
It's always the coach's son, isn't it? But you know where it helps him? When he looks downfield, he knows what the receivers are going to do. He actually has wide receivers' eyes when he's throwing the ball.
A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Le'Veon Bell taking it in. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. And nothing special there. They show they were going to run the football. They ran it. They got it in.
Like old-time football, right? Hey, this is exactly what we're going to do. Straight-ahead power, and they got it done.
And this play is not going to work. He stopped short of the goal line, and this will remain a 7-6 ball game. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. Oh, nice move. And pretty good field position here. He's out of bounds right at the 35. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
It takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
To throw is Simeon. And he hits his man on the out route, Demaryius Thomas. For Thomas, making now 5 straight years that he's hit the 1,000-yard mark in receiving. He went over that in Week 15.
And also look at it this way. Wide receivers crave consistency. They crave continuity with their quarterbacks. If I'm not mistaken, that's at least 3 different quarterbacks that he's had a 1,000-yard receiving season with.
And the QB steps over the line of scrimmage. That's an illegal forward pass.
And that is so rare because at the different positions, you have to know different things. Wide receivers have to know where the first down line is. Quarterbacks almost always know where the line of scrimmage is.
And that is incomplete. Demaryius Thomas, the intended receiver. And 4th down coming up.
There are a good number of coaches that any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. Now Simeon. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the veteran James Harrison. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. And now out come the Steelers. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting back.
And the Broncos get there and take him down. Von Miller in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
On 2nd down, here's Roethlisberger. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And unable to connect on the long pass. It falls down incomplete. Back with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's Steeler football to begin quarter number 2. They do, however, have a tough 3rd and long coming up. They come up with one running back. That's Bell. He'll get the football here. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. They tried to run the counter, just that the defense wasn't fooled.
And when they're not fooled, you see the end result, because what you're doing there, you mentioned the counter. You're using your offensive linemen sometimes to pull or move to influence the defensive front to go in that direction and create the space back in the other.
He's got it at the 15. An unbelievable play there on 4th and long. 53 yards. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. They go play action here on 1st down. They'll roll him out right. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Aqib Talib. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And Denver getting set to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Eluding the pressure right. Throwing the comeback route. He's got the hook up to Thomas. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he was able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Stephon Tuitt came out of Notre Dame as another one of those really tall defensive ends, and you just wondered, would they be able to have the leverage to bend?
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Bud Dupree coming in from his outside linebacker spot. He buries it for a loss of 10 or 11.
Detroit! Detroit!
Off the fake to Booker and Simeon. On the crossing route, he hits Demaryius Thomas. And they'll get it all the way out near midfield to the 45.
He's come a long way since his time at Georgia Tech. What did he run at Tech? He ran hitches and go routes, essentially.
Yeah.
I mean, but he ran them really well. He averaged well over 20 yards a catch while he was there. And he still creates downfield in the NFL. That big body and that willingness to go catch the football. He's pretty impressive.
And his friends call him Bebe, the nickname his uncle gave him back in the day. On the carry, it's Booker. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Charles, it hasn't really been the rookie year that Devontae Booker probably envisioned, or the Denver Broncos envisioned for him.
No, I would agree with that totally. In fact, coming out of University of Utah and him going into 4th round, which I thought was low for where I had him ranked, I kind of had him as a dark horse guy to have a monster year for the Broncos. Just hasn't worked out that way. Some offensive line issues, probably as a rookie, not seeing the field the way that he needs to just yet. I think he'll have a great chance to bounce back with a big 2017, though.
Fresh set of downs here. On 1st down, Simeon. Flush to his right. Incomplete. He was trying to find Justin Forsett that time. And that'll bring up 2nd down. So 2nd and 10 here.
So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not.
And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Stephon Tuitt in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. 3rd and long. It's Simeon. And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his 2nd of the game. Instead, 4th down. Now Brandon McManus for the Bronco field goal. They'll put it down right at the 40, so call this a 50-yard attempt. Well, he just threw an interception last drive. Nearly another pick.
And things aren't very even right now, are they? It's a little bit sloppy out there, isn't it? It's kind of different between driving on those paved roads and those country roads that have those potholes in them, isn't it? Because that's the way this game's going right now. A lot of bouncy bounce to it.
You spent some time on some Tennessee country roads.
I certainly have. Plenty of family back there. God love them.
And they will be backed up deep as they'll have to start the drive from the 6-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, they say the great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but I played with a guy who threw 2 interceptions in the first.
And that's caught inside the 35. It's a big play. Roethlisberger to Brown. And even 60 yards. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Third down here for the offense after the incomplete pass.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. They come out here in the eye. Here's Roethlisberger. And Big Ben intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the free safety, Darian Stewart. And a big turnover there.
I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned into the NFL on EA Sports. Anticipation is mounting for today's game, and we've got 2 quarterbacks looking to make an impact. It's Bortles' Jaguars going up against Palmer's Cardinals. And with that, it's off to the Valley of the Sun, Phoenix, Arizona, where we'll hand it over to our broadcasting team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
We find ourselves at the home of the world's first retractable natural grass field as you get a look inside University of Phoenix Stadium in Glendale. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap here between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Arizona Cardinals. Here's Chris Ivory with his first carry. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. And the box that's highlighted is for Hearns on this offense.
Do you have your track shoes available? Because Allen Hearns is a guy that gets you on your horse if you're trying to defend him. He can take anyone deep and win on any route.
2nd down, 9 yards to go. Now Bortles throwing on 2nd down. And the catch made here by Marquise Lee. Week 15 for Marquise Lee. That was interesting. Held to 0 catches, but a 100-yard kick return, so he balanced it out okay.
Almost like he was back in college at USC because he did so many things for USC that way. Whether it's a kick return game, catching passes, he was a threat every time he touched the football. But how about the season he has been having as a receiver for Jacksonville? Leads him in receiving yards, which I think is a little bit of an upset. Most people thought it'd be Allen Robinson or Allen Hearns.
Bortles now on 1st down. To the sideline, and oh, a nice catch there. Made sure the feet were inbounds, and they were. And here is the Cardinal defense.
Tyrann Mathieu has a cornerback's build with safety skills. The Honey Badger knows where the football is.
Bortles to throw on second down. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. It's a loss of 2, now third down. Well, they try to swing it on left into the flat, complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. No, they saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage.
Toward the sideline, did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge, and that's good enough for a first down. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. On first down, this is Ivory. And he's going to take it down to about the 35 here. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Again, they run. Again, it's Ivory. It'll be a gain of 2 on the play, but they'll remain a few inches short here with third down looming.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
You give them 5 yards there, and it's enough for the first. So this will be the 9th play on this drive.
I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
And he will find his man on the outside. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback has to slide and find open space to throw.
The 13th play now coming on this opening drive. Here's third down. They go play action for Yeldon. Now it's Bortles. And he's got it to Hearns. At 5 yards on the play there, and the drive will continue. Alongside the former defensive back Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Jaguar football as we begin quarter number 2. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. Here's Ivory. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Throwing is Bortles. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down. And this seemingly endless drive continues. And so far, a very nice, methodical opening drive.
This has the feel of a scripted drive that they rehearsed perfectly all week long, and now they're executing it on game day.
Script looks good so far. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Chris Ivory, a 9-yard touchdown run. And the Jags are able to cash in for 6. And his kick is right through. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. One receiver left, three to the right. Now Palmer on first down. Screenplay, Johnson. And some room to roam now. It's a gain of 24 that time. And it's good enough for an Arizona first.
That was a beautifully executed screen pass. Let the rushers get upfield. The blocking forms in front. Lofted it to the runner. And now, not only does he have open space in front of him, he's got an escort as well, and they pick up big yardage.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group.
Get ready.
On first and 10, it's Palmer. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it'll make it a second down.
It appears they found something that's working, and they keep going back to it. I guess you can actually say he has the hot hands now, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, it's one thing to hit your guy out of the backfield once, hit him a couple times. Yeah, you're right. Maybe they're onto something.
And I think a lot of that is simply, if you get it to him in space, more times than not, he's going to get more yardage than you expect out of each play.
Larry Fitzgerald still catching footballs. The game's active leader in receptions, Charles. Second only to Baltimore Steve Smith in receiving yards, but well on his way to a second straight 100-catch season.
That's phenomenal, isn't it? Think about what he's had to do in his career. Staying healthy, taking care of his body, doing a great job in the film room to learn what defensive backs like to do and setting them up and beating them. His career is absolutely off the charts, and he went from an outside receiver to a slot guy. You name it, Larry Fitzgerald's done it.
Let's go.
On second down, here's Palmer. Fitzgerald's got it right side. The reception good for 7. It's third down. Okay, so now the question, how did he get that wide open?
Well, we both know that he shouldn't, because from the time they handed out scouting reports before this game, he was circled, starred, everything. Find him, cover him. But sometimes you can scheme a guy open. You put the receivers in a bunch. Maybe you move some motion. Maybe you put them on the backside of a formation, and all of a sudden you've got a better matchup. Every now and then, the offensive guys, they figure a way to get him open, even with everyone keeping eyes on him.
And that's certainly a guy they want to keep trying to scheme open. And it looks like this will likely be the last play before we hit the 2-minute warning.
Let's see if they can sneak one more good play in before the 2-minute signal.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. They'll throw on first down here with Palmer. Completes it to Fitzgerald. And down inside the 15 he goes. It'll go as a gain of 10 there. And that'll be good for an Arizona first down. And now the passing game here in the second quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it. Now the confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go total.
Looking for Fitzgerald, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jonathan Cyprien. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Jacksonville coming back out on offense. They made a coaching change shortly after their loss in Week 15, but let's look at what they have to build on going forward. This year, all is lost. As they go forward, what do they have to build on?
Well, I think you look at the defense to start off, okay? I think that they did a nice job in the draft. Remember last year, Jalen Ramsey was a top pick for them playing out on the corner. Miles Jack came in to help them. They got Dante Fowler back from injury. Then you flip it over and you say, okay, what's going to happen with the quarterback? Blake Bortles is the key to everything for a new coach. If they get things right with him, this team has a chance to get better in a hurry.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's going to be out of bounds at the 39.